Hey Freedom Gorillas, today we have the CZ Shadow 2. We're going to take a look at what Holosun optics install on this, as well as their ability to co-witness. And for those of you who don't know what co-witness means, all I'm referring to is when an optic is installed on the slide, how much of the front and rear iron sights you're able to see through the optic. That way, in case of any optic failures, you're still able to use the iron sights to aim. What's awesome about the CZ Shadow 2 is it shares the same footprint as the CZ P10, which essentially means we have plenty of plate options to choose from to get the entire Holosun lineup. The only crappy part about the CZ Shadow 2 is that when you remove the plate, it removes the rear iron sight as well. So because the rear iron sight gets removed when you take off the plate, there's a couple of options we'll have to do. We could use a plate that has a built-in rear iron sight. We could use a plate where you can put in your own iron sight, or we could use the iron sights that are built in to some of the Holosun optics. Now, not all of these have an option with the rear dovetail built in, so unfortunately with those, there's obviously no co-witnessing. But if co-witnessing wasn't that important to you, you could use essentially the entire Holosun lineup, including the SCS P10. Okay, before I show the co-witness of each red dot here, let me just take a couple of moments to explain which ones will not co-witness at all, and that's because they either don't have a rear iron sight built into the optic itself, or they don't have a rear iron sight built into the plate. So first up, we have the SCS P10. The SCS P10 is a direct fit for the CZ Shadow 2. Again, the Shadow 2 and the P10 share the same footprint, so that will work. It just doesn't co-witness because it doesn't have it built into the optic, and there's no plate needed. The 509T does have a specific plate where you're able to install it without plate stacking, so you don't need an RMR plate and then the 509T plate. You just use the 509T plate, but it does not have any rear iron sights built into it, either the optic or the plate. The SCS 320, there is a DPP footprint plate that you could get for the Shadow 2 and P10, but again, there's no rear built-in iron sights on either the plate or the optic itself. And then finally, we have the full-sized EPS, not to be confused with the EPS carry, which does have rear iron sights built in, but the full-sized EPS does not. There's no rear iron sight, the plate as well. So if you're looking at these four, they will install, they just don't co-witness, so we're not going to show them. So that leaves us with the K series and the RMR series. The K series, we have the 407K, 507K, 507K ACSS, the SCS carry, and the EPS carry. For the RMR series, we have the 407C, the 507C, 507C ACSS, 507 comp, and the 508T. And there's everything that'll fit on the CZ Shadow 2. If you're going for a co-witness, probably your best option is going with the CHPWS plate with the rear iron sight built into it. Or if you didn't want to get that, a 407K or 507K is going to give you the best co-witness from that series. Since this is a pricier pistol, we are planning to do a video showing pricier optics like Trijicon and others. If that is something you're interested in seeing, leave a comment below. Everything on today's video can be found at freedomgorilla.com. If you need help finding a plate that's right for you, just reach out to us and we'll be able to offer some support. If you want more information about all the optics that were discussed in today's video, I'll leave a link in the description below going over all the technical stats and anything extra that you'd want to know. Stay tuned for more of this co-witness series. We still have plenty of pistols to do. And as always, thanks for watching.